We present here an end-to-end text-to-speech system using transfer learning from pre-trained Tacotron2 and WaveGlow DNN models. This is a joint work with my colleagues at RaGaVeRa Technologies. We at RaGaVeRa Technologies have developed a high-quality TTS system, the output of which has been rated as indistinguishable from human speech. As per our survey, there are good quality TTS systems for languages like English, but there is a lack of quality TTS systems for Kannada. Reasons being unavailability of adequate training data and small market size. We propose a system which uses enhanced pre-processing techniques and transfer learning to obtain high quality speech output. A pre-trained Tacotron2 model initially trained on English till 6000 epochs is then trained for 1500 more epochs using the Kannada data. Then the WaveGlow model initially trained till 14,000 epochs is then trained with Kannada data with 1500 epochs. We use a pipeline of two DNN models. First, text is fed to Tacotron2, which converts text into MEL spectrograms, and this is fed into WaveGlow vocoder, which generates the speech signals. Tacotron2 is a recurrent sequence-to-sequence feature prediction network with an encoder attention decoder setup. The vocoder WaveGlow is a modified version of Wavenet. We use transfer learning technique to achieve faster convergence and better quality of synthesized speech. We used a pre-trained Tacotron2 model published by NVIDIA, which has been pre-trained on LJ Speech English dataset. Text embedding layers were removed from this pre-trained checkpoint and training was continued on Kannada data. Similarly, we used a pre-trained WaveGlow checkpoint from NVIDIA, also pre-trained on LJ Speech English dataset, on which we continued training with our Kannada dataset. We have used around 45 hours of proprietary speech data collected from a middle-aged female voice artist who is a native of Karnataka. 50 hours of speech was initially collected, which was later cleaned and pruned to 45 hours of training data. Speech was collected at 48 kHz sampling rate saved in wave format. We then processed this data by downsampling the audio to 22 kHz. Silences were trimmed at the beginning and the end, and the volume was normalized. Text was normalized by expanding numbers and abbreviations. End of sentence tokens were also added at the end of sentences. Here are the parameters which were used to train the models. On the left are the parameters used to train Tacotron2, and the table on the right shows the parameters used to train WaveGlow. This slide shows the plot of training loss and validation loss as training epochs progress. These were acquired while training with Kannada data. It can be seen that training loss was low at the start of the training because of transfer learning. The plots here show training and validation loss as training progresses on the WaveGlow model. Now let's listen to some of the synthesized samples.
ಕವಿಯ ತಾತ್ವಿಕ ನಿಲುವು ಭಿನ್ನವಾಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಕೃತಿಯು ತನ್ನ ಬಂಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವನ ಸತ್ಯವೇನು ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ಅನುಭವ ದ್ರವ್ಯದ ಭಾಗವಾಗಿಯೇ ತಿಳಿಸುವುದು ಎಂಬ ಅಂಶವು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಚಿಂತಕರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಗೆಲ್ಸ್ ಮುಂತಾದ ತತ್ವಜ್ಞರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಡಿತು. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಗೊಲ್ಲನೋ ಯಾರಾದರೇನು, ದೇವರ ಪಟ್ಟ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣದ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಸತ್ಯದ ಬೇರುಗಳ ಪಾತಳಿಯನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವನು ನಿನ್ನ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಥ ಹೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಥದ್ದನ್ನೇ ಕದಿಯುತ್ತೇನೆ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಿಯೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಕದ್ದು ಬಿಡುವ ಚಾಣಾಕ್ಷನಿದ್ದನಂತೆ. ಪಟ್ಟಣ ತಾಲೂಕು ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿ ಸಭಾಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದ ಕೆಡಿಪಿ ಸಭೆಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆ ವಹಿಸಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ ಅವರು, ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ರೈತರು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಆದೇಶವನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆಯೇ ಎಂಬ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅನುಮಾನಗಳಿವೆ.
The quality of the synthesized speech was evaluated by 35 natives of Kannada, who can read and write Kannada. Each of them evaluated 12 utterances, out of which 8 were synthesized speech samples and 4 were original utterances of the speaker. However, the evaluators were told that all of them were synthesized outputs. We have obtained a mean opinion score of 4.62 for the original speech and 4.51 for the synthesized speech. Thus, the output of our Kannada TTS system can be considered as state-of-the-art quality for Kannada. In another evaluation, we asked a different set of 25 human evaluators to compare the quality of synthesized speech against the original speech of the speaker for the same sentences. Each evaluator listened to 10 pairs of original and synthesized speech. The result of this evaluation experiments are plotted on the slide. Based on the mean opinion score obtained from 25 evaluators on the 10 synthesized sentences, we can see that Kannada natives have clearly evaluated our TTS output as marginally better than the original utterances of the speaker. Finally, we also compared the quality of our synthesized speech with that of Google's Wavenet TTS and Nuance's TTS. Here, we synthesized 5 sentences using RaGaVeRa's, Google's and Nuance's Kannada TTS, which were evaluated by 55 Kannada natives. The 3 synthesized outputs were presented to them in a random order, and they had to choose one of them as their most preferred rendition. The obtained mean opinion scores are plotted here, which show that 78.2% of the respondents prefer our TTS over Google's and Nuance's. The results clearly show the superiority of our TTS over Google's and Nuance's as far as Kannada is concerned. Further, we shall be exploring transfer learning for adapting the developed system to sister Dravidian languages, namely Tamil, Telugu and Malayalam. We also intend to generate voices of the same person in languages unknown to the speaker. Further, we will be exploring synthesis of emotional speech by employing limited speech data recorded with different emotions. We also intend to develop a model which can synthesize speech in multiple languages. We have designed, developed and tested a state-of-the-art speech synthesis system for Kannada. Some of the speech samples synthesized with our TTS are available on RaGaVeRa website. The output of speech generated by our TTS was rigorously evaluated for quality in 3 different types of experiments by over 100 people with good reading, writing and speaking proficiency in Kannada. The mean preference scores obtained from 55 human evaluators clearly establish that the output quality is felt superior to that of Google's Wavenet TTS and Nuance's Kannada TTS, as well as the original speech of the speaker. The mean opinion score of 4.51 obtained by our TTS against the score of 4.62 for the original utterance of the speaker makes RaGaVeRa's TTS eligible to be called human-like quality. Thank you.